welcome back to another episode on Beauty Within, where we talk about all things skincare, self-care, and healthy living to find our beauty within. Today, we thought we would update you on our current routine, aka what this means, i.e., what we're actually using it. Because we try so many different products, it's hard to filter what our real routine is. It's just ever evolving. But like we said in our previous videos where we do share with you guys, it's the ones that we always go back to, our safe place for this time period.
And we're gonna be talking about skincare and body and hair.
So what would you say defines your routine now compared to the last one?
I think it's more or less the same. Hydration, brightening with niacinamide, vitamin C, and just very nourishing creams. We're still kind of in winter. Yesterday was really cold, today's really hot in New York City. We're still kind of straddling in between, you know, like winter and spring. It's still pretty dense, thick creams. There's still an oil in there. Oil that I rechanced upon. Rehashed the relationship with. What about yours?
I think looking back to the previous video we did and now, went through more of like a acne period. So before I wasn't even using serums in the routine, and now I definitely have serums more for brightening, hyperpigmentation, dealing with acne. So there's a little bit more chemical exfoliation and also balancing that out with more like watery toners and stuff.
Yes.
So let's just get into our routine.
What is your first cleansing product that you want to talk about?
So during the day, I use this Versed Gentle Cycle Milky Cleanser. What about you?
I use the fresh kombucha cleansing water.
And has it been well used?
It's been very well used. I'm up for another one. Cleansing waters to me are just, they're like a lazy girl's dream come true, especially with this one from Fresh. It says on the label and in the directions that you don't have to wash it off. So especially now that it's still winter, it's a bit cooler and it's a bit drier, I don't need to wash my face in the morning because I have more dry, dehydrated skin. So in the morning, I'll put this on a cotton swab, wipe it over my face, call it a day, and then just follow up with the rest of my routine.
So this one's a little bit different to your typical micellar water because it has the prebiotic inulin, which means that it's kind of helping to rebuild your skin barrier, not just taking everything off. And it's super gentle.
It's so gentle. I think it's nice to have, but it's not a must-have. You can just wash your face with your existing cleansers. It's just a nice addition to your routine.
So my one is also kind of like the restoring healthy skin barrier for the day. Also, you don't need a super clean cleanse in the morning. You just want something to make it feel like skin. And we got sent the Versed Milky Cleanser to try, and I actually loved it. So Versed I really enjoy anyway. Most of their products work well. They have a large collection for like acne, for hyperpigmentation, and all super affordable. But what drew me to this was the oat milk. Because we love Oatly, so why not put it on our face? And oat is really great for irritation, for calming. You know, people would take like the oat bath.
Oat baths, yeah, for eczema, so good.
Probably the only thing that can really get rid of itch and irritation. And then it's got the probiotics, much like the cleansing water. But why I love using this in the morning is because it feels like a lightweight moisturizer. It doesn't foam, it doesn't froth.
Is it like the CeraVe?
Yes, it's exactly like those. Wow. But the ingredients are completely different. And then you emulsify it, it just like moisturizes the skin, you wash it off, it's super easy to wash off as well, and then you're done.
Moving on to toner.
Toners.
Toner, so I see you have the Falling in the Rose from Sioris.
Yes, so this is the day, this is kind of like the night.
So I just have one. This is the Peach and Lily Glass Skin Veil Mist. So what you do is you first wash your face, you spray on a layer of mist, put on your serum, spray on another layer, put on your moisturizer, spray on another layer, and then if I wanna go ham, I'll put on the oil. And dude, my face looked so dewy, like dampy dewy. If that is the look you want, this is the look you will get. And especially for this specific toner, it is like building onto the glass serum, the glass skin serum. So this is the glass skin mist. The ingredient list is very similar. Niacinamide, peach extract, and we know peach extract is naturally high in vitamin A, C, E, K. It also has this very beautiful fine mist that's like a nice fog. It's not like a Demogorgon. It's like a even spray. And the thing with mists, when I spray it on my skin, I feel like I need to do like 10 layers. Actually, I need to go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's so close to my face. Maybe because it's so dry, or maybe because I'm just used to slapping so much on. I'm like 1, 2, 3. It's like a grid across my face.
No, it's true because you're used to like applying
goopier things. Yeah.
I feel like whether it's this toner or their glass serum, it's not one of those instantly changing, brightening kind of products, but it works over time.
It gives you the instant dewiness, but then it won't instantly brighten your skin.
Yeah. So I also have been using mist. I mean, mist is life. Mists are life. And I feel like this one is designed for combination oily skin because when you pat it into the skin, much like you, I do like 5 spritzes and then press it in. And I feel like it's kind of like the Benton green tea where it's just watery. Yeah. I wouldn't say this is brightening. I wouldn't say this will help with your hyperpigmentation necessarily. I feel this is just purely for hydrating the skin cells. But I also alternate between this and the Wamisa one because that one to me smells really fragrant, like rose. While this is, you know, Sioris is known for kind of like its natural.
Subtle. Yeah. It's more subtle.
Yeah, so that's that one. And as you guys know, one of our favorite ingredients is green tea or the Camellia sinensis leaf. And this one has just under 50% of that green tea leaf water as the basis of it, which means that it's packed with antioxidants. Once again, one of those things that you don't realize changes much, but over time is doing the most. So moving on to serums.
Serums! I have 3. How many do you have?
I have 2. So one day and another just like as an extra step for hydration. What's yours?
I have 1 vitamin C, 1 niacinamide, and a soothing one for when my skin gets irritated.
Okay, so what would you say differentiates these 3?
I would say the Great Bear Relief is the one that I think I've talked about the most because of the tamanu oil, because it is such a skin barrier friendly formulated product. This is here whenever my skin is feeling sensitive. If I apply any of my products and I feel like my skin is getting a little tight or raw, you know, that feeling, I would just stop everything, use a very calming toner like the More Pacific green tea, go in with the Great Bear Relief, a very simple moisturizer, either of these I will talk about, an oil, and call it a night. These days my skin has been feeling a bit more sensitive, I think because I'm trying more chemical exfoliating products that I haven't really been trying in a while. So that's just when I will use the GBR. And so the Biossance, this is their Squalane Vitamin C Dark Spot Serum with 10% vitamin C and white shiitake. Mushrooms work very similarly as hyaluronic acid, so it helps attract water, helps keep it into your skin, helps keep your skin cells plump and happy. And this serum, I would say like the texture, we mentioned it in our previous video, it's just such an interesting milky texture for a serum. And it's beautiful. 2 pumps go a long way. The niacinamide and the vitamin C I'll use interchangeably. So if I use this at night, I'll use the niacinamide in the daytime and vice versa.
Like, because we got to try a bunch of Biossance products lately, I am so flawed at their formulations with incorporating squalane into everything. Because like you have your chemical exfoliants or you have your vitamin C or whatever it is, but the squalane is beautiful and they have a very specific like technology with formulating the squalane.
And it's as hydrating as it is like vitamin C brightening. And then for the niacinamide, this is the Allies of Skin Prebiotic and Niacinamide Pore Refining Booster. There's 10% niacinamide.
That sounds like a great name.
Sounds great. So in here, there's a prebiotic and probiotic complex, and there's also centella, which is soothing, and goji berry extract that's high in antioxidants. It sounds lovely. It's pretty watery, and then it reminds me of the Paula's Choice 20% in terms of like the color.
So then would you use this on days that you also don't use those other ones, or do you mix and match?
The purpose of serums, it's like they're concentrated like little bottles of magic. You want them to work on their own. So let's say if you're mixing 3 of them together, then it's like, but which one is actually helping my skin?
Yeah.
And I think before, to me, it's like more is better, but now it's like less is more. So definitely I will use one or the others.
Yeah, depending on mood, how you wake up, what you see.
Yeah.
So I also have 3, but they're not really 3 serums. One's like an essence for hydration, and then I also have a vitamin C serum, and then the lactic acid resurfacing night serum. So first starting with this one. So I was saying I use this during the day. This is the Cle
Clé de Peau.
Yeah, the CLE. This is their vitamin C elixir oil serum. And it's got 11% vitamin C concentrate. I believe it's the L-ascorbic acid. And it's those biphase serums. So it separates with a layer of oil, and then it's got the
What was it
water-based.
before? What is the top and what is the bottom color?
Oh, it's just orange.
Oh.
And why I started using vitamin C as a serum again was because I wanted to help brighten my hyperpigmentation. And I want to see what prolonged vitamin C can do for, like, in terms of collagen. Not that I feel like I'm aging, but just to, you know, see what it can do. In terms of the oil, it's got almond oil, jojoba seed, which is two of my favorite fast absorbing oils. And this doesn't leave your skin feeling oily. You just kind of put a little bit, press it in, let it kind of sink in, and then move on to your moisturizer or whatever. The only thing that, like, I was thinking was the fact that it's in this see-through bottle, and you know how vitamin C oxidizes really quickly. This could be quite easy to oxidize, so you want to put this in a safe place in the shade. And then, so there's this one. This is the Sioris My First Essener. So this is green tea extract as well as the mugwort. Yeah. So much like, you know how you use your Great Barrier Relief?
Yeah.
This is my kind of hydrating serum essence. It's also got polyglutamic acid, which is derived from either soybeans or natto beans, to help with retaining moisture, to help kind of like calm the skin. And all the ingredients in this I would expect from Sioris because it's soothing, calming, hydrating. Yeah.
It's amazing.
And it's this weird gluggy serum.
Yeah.
And it really doesn't come out easily, let me tell you that. But I guess portion control. It's also made up of majority green tea leaf water, as you would expect.
It has a very subtly sweet scent too. It reminds me of childhood candies, but knowing Sioris is not fragrance, it's just the way that it smells, but it smells really nice. It's very subtle.
Yeah, the draw of that is obviously the green tea and the mugwort, which I instantly gravitate towards. And then for my nighttime serum, I have been in love with the squalane lactic acid resurfacing night serum. So what you guys might not have known is that lactic acid, although it is a chemical exfoliant, can actually help with hydrating the skin and building the skin. And it is one of those more gentle chemical exfoliants. Because I remember when I first started off in the chemical exfoliating world, I used the Ordinary's lactic acid. It was great. And this is, once again, like yours, beautiful texture. You know, that like almost moisturizer, like lotion. Oh my God, it's glowing. It's not oily, even though it has squalane oil. There's no peeling associated with it, even though it has the word resurfacing. If you understand what lactic acid does for the skin, then you'll be fine with it. Moving on.
Moisturizers. I have 1.5.
1.5.
The first one I want to talk about is Biossance's Squalane Omega Repair Cream. Oh my goodness, holy moly. Here, just, let me give you some. Your skin might suffocate under. I think you can get by with like a thin layer of this, but my skin just loves this. It's like a cloud-like cushion that just protects your skin so well. So the test that I have with moisturizers is if I go to sleep with it at night, if I wake up, my skin is still nourished and hydrated. It's a 100 for me, and this is 100 for me. So in here, on top of the squalane, which we know is very good for all skin types and especially dry skin, because it is a really lightweight oil that absorbs super quickly into your skin, there's also omega fatty acids as well as ceramides, which are also really great for nourishing dry, dehydrated, parched skin. And there's also shea butter to just lock everything in.
But it doesn't feel like that thick shea
It doesn't,
butter.
it's not heavy, but it's thick and rich and creamy and cloud-like and velvety. There's like a bit of velvety in there. It's kind of like the whipped texture without being as whipped as, let's say, the Paula's Choice, but it does have this like dense texture that I love. So this has been a recent favorite of mine that I use every single day, and I'm like halfway through the tub already. And the half is a old favorite that I've recently re-stumbled upon because we had to take this. I had to take this to work for us to film B-roll. So then I started using this, and Amazing. This is beautiful. This is the Make Prem Safe Me Relief Moisture Cream. It really is a Safe Me cream. Both of these I would highly recommend if you have drier, more dehydrated skin types, especially during the winter time. I would say I could probably still use this when it gets warmer. The Squalane, I think I can too. It's just right now I use a lot. Like it's glob, 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 glob.
So we were at hers and I put the mask on you, and when I took it off to like spread it on, I'm like, what the heck? I'm not used to like feeling your skin. It really did absorb everything because I'm used to taking.
Dry again.
Yeah, it is. I'm like,
She was taking her sweet time, turning on the camera, getting the other products. I'm like, Fel, my skin is drying.
oh my god, it really
Instantly, like
absorbed.
within 10 seconds, it's dry.
Yeah, so at that point I was like, wow, okay, I understand dry skin now. So I have two. One is Beauty of Joseon, ding, and then one is the Sekkisei, which is the Japanese snowflake brand. Okay, so let's first start off with the Beauty of Joseon. I definitely think that you would also really enjoy this. It's like very plush and gel-like, but more nourishing than a gel.
Oh.
I think I blew my own mind. I don't know what I was expecting. I was like, what?
Like, whoa, I can go places.
Yeah, seriously. So what this moisturizer is, you know, by the time you are at this step, you just really want to seal everything in and maybe add a couple of like brightening ingredients. So this has a little bit of niacinamide. It's got goji berry extract, which is, you know, skin building, antioxidant. It's also got rice bran, which is one of those like ancient kind of ingredients that were subtly brightening. I wouldn't say it's brightening really, but it's calming, soothing. And it's also got ginseng root extract because Beauty of Joseon really does concentrate on these traditional hanbang ingredients. Much like the ginseng root, it's been around for ever and ever. It's like a natural source of vitamins and minerals. So it really does build the skin, but it gives you the glow of your life. So I use this actually more at night. I do sometimes use it during the day, but you know, once again, up to whatever you're feeling. But during the day or night, interchangeable. I've been loving this essential souffle. Oh my God. It's also similar to the Beauty of Joseon where it uses traditional ingredients, much like if I was boiling a drink, like the same like licorice root and like berries. That's what they're kind of concentrated with. But I love the finish of this moisturizer that it gives my skin. It's like, it truly is skin-like. And probably lighter weight than that. It's more of like a lotion. But for combination skin, I think you will love this. And oily skin, if you're looking for something that's just a little bit more than, maybe you're sick of your gel consistencies, you want something a little more like hug worthy. I love it. The only thing is, some people did say like, oh, you can smell it, the fragrance. I personally don't mind it. It smells like a moisturizer to me. But anyway, because they use ingredients that you don't typically find, we'll add the ingredients in there for you guys as well.
The oil is the go-to face hero. It really is just a beautiful blend of plant oils that is so nourishing. And for the past few months, I've just been using the creams and I'll go to bed. And then I started using this
Oil.
because I had to take a B-roll shot with an oil. So I was like, let me just reintroduce this into my routine. And the morning after using that, my skin was so glowy. It was so dewy that I was like, what have I been doing?
It
Do I
reinvigorates.
think my skin is no longer dry? Do I think I'm suddenly blessed with normal skin?
Am I better than that now? No. A fun fact when we talked to Zoe was that she said her jojoba oil majority of the time becomes rancid by the time it like reaches you when you buy it. So there has to be like a special extraction process, and all of the ones in here are great for all skin types.
You go with the body.
Oh, I'm really excited because nothing really interests me with the body until lately. I've been really enjoying this Josie Maran argan milk. I really like the facial milk that they have that I used like years ago. But this is the argan oil and lactic acid.
Ooh.
So I just think it makes the most sense, right? Because your skin on the body is so flaky and dry. You want chemical exfoliant, light ones that are also hydrating to help you re-nourish and get rid of the flaky nastiness. And I think the draw for this is that it's in a pump like this this, but it's so lightweight because it is a body renewal serum. So it's not like your typical kind of like shea butter, and it spreads really easily.
But this does have a very nice texture, and the day that I did use this body serum and my Aveeno, my skin was flawless.
It really makes a difference, and you don't even notice until you actually start moisturizing just your arms, right? There's a glow to it. There's a glow.
One thing though, for me, this is a bit too fragrant, especially if I usually shower at night. So when I go to bed, I feel like that's all I smell.
Another really exciting thing that I feel like is on par, if you like this lightweight, slippery kind of moisturizing texture that sinks straight in, this waterfall lotion from a brand called Toun28, which is a Korean brand that kind of just surfaced. They're all about sustainability, which is why it's in these little flask pouches. Yeah. They have 3 different ones, all characterized by their little colors. And this one specifically, it was Ololi that sent it to us. They engraved a little leather thing with our names on it. Has anyone ever seen something so adorable? Okay, but I want to call out the waterfall lotion because it's like a water cream for your body.
It is. They're all very uniquely textured compared to each other, and they're all very beautifully textured.
So yeah, they have an elastic body cream. This one I would say is the most like shea buttery, and you can see the color is also kind of like this muted brown shade, light brown, and then the elastic body cream, which kind of sits in the middle, and then the lightest is the waterfall lotion, and they're really great. So if you're looking for like lightweight body, I think it's a really cool brand. They also have the niacinamide serum that I used with the galactomyces, awesome. But yeah, introducing you guys to a new brand. They also have body soap.
Oh,
That's it from me. What about you?
body lotion, I went back to my Aveeno.
Oh.
I spoke really highly of the Glow recipe, and I think it still stands. Like, it is one of like the better formulated products, but after using it for a bit longer, Aveeno is still tried and true.
Okay, so hair then.
This is something that I've used for a few years now, and I recently reopened a new one. This is a Korean brand. It's a revitalizing hair tonic with biomarine stem cell, as well as salicylic acid, I believe. So there's a secret formula to activate the scalp. It's a 7-plant root complex, 60%. There's biotin, tocopherol, and caffeine. So I think it really does stimulate the scalp. And then the salicylic acid, as you will probably mention with your INKEY List, it'll help gently detox your skin, your scalp. It kind of has like the minty tea tree sensation. It's a very refreshing tingle.
Is this a pre-shower thing or
Post. So after you shower on damp scalp, damp hair, you just spray. I think it just makes me feel good and makes my scalp feel refreshed. My scalp just got really oily over the past half a year that I'm like, where did this come from? You know, I could go for legit 5 days without washing my hair and my hair will not be oily. So I think it's like over time, maybe I overdid it. So my scalp got built up and it got clogged up. So now it's like, I can't breathe, I'm just gonna produce oils.
Yeah, it's trying to like bust out.
So what I think my scalp sounds like.
Been very into scalp care.
Tell us about it.
Well, it's like the same thing, right? I've been feeling like flaky. And you know what dandruff is a collection of the oils on your scalp and dead skin, because it's turning over so fast and then it clogs with the sebum coming from our follicles, and then it flakes and then becomes like a gold member, just flakes. And I get it on that rim as well. Like if I don't wash my hair every day, for sure the second day, I will be dealing with flaky dandruff. So this is a pre-treatment. So before you wash your hair, or like when you go into the shower, I just like do the same thing as you, kind of like flip over the hair, put it into the areas where I feel like I need a little bit of like degunking, de-loosening. It's got the salicylic acid. It's helping with that exfoliation of the scalp. Especially if you use a lot of hair products, which clogs the follicles. And hair pimples, scalp pimples.
Yes.
It's a real thing. So if you have super oily hair, if it's very like, you know, oily skin problems, I would highly suggest you check that out. So that's it. Now moving on to our last and final section of every video. What did we reflect on or learn this week?
So I had a thought, and it was that our world is as big as what we fixate on. So let's say if past Rowena fixated on my relationship. So that was my world. That's all I cared about, right? It's like my boyfriend at the time, what he was doing, what he wasn't doing, just my whole life revolves around that. And now it's like, okay, there's work, there's like more things, there's things going around in the world, there's things that I feel like I want to help change, right? So now that I'm no longer fixating on just one thing, and I'm broadening my perspective, I'm broadening my scope, I'm broadening what I allow myself to fixate on, or like what to focus my time on. It's opening up my world to like the actual world.
So it's no longer one piece of the pie, it's the whole pie.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking, do you think we remember more of the bad things or the good things?
Bad things for sure.
And then that takes us down this whole fixating. You're then on this like kind of side path
Yeah.
of your main life route.
Yeah.
And then you miss everything that's happening.
Because you're fixating so much on like the bad things.
Yeah. I think it's interesting for everyone to ask themselves like, kind of like, why are we here? What is the purpose of life actually?
Yeah.
Is it to show us things? I feel like if the world owes you something, you're always fighting an uphill battle. Like you always feel owed to, or you feel mistreated. It's this woe is me mentality. Whereas if you feel like the world does not owe you anything, people don't owe you anything, all of it is just like life lessons to be learned, you actually take the bad as truly the greatest things ever. So it's like a mentality shift and rewiring of what is good and what is bad to actually be like neutral. I think that is a powerful thing.
Yeah, I actually used to do this exercise where I'll draw out a pie chart and write out 50% of my mental capacity is spent thinking about this person. Another 20% is thinking about like work internship stuff. And another like 30% is spent like fixating on the past and like things that I can't change. And then over time, I'll go back and draw new ones. And it's interesting seeing it progress over time, because I think as with anything in life, I feel like awareness is the first step. And like once you're aware of like, maybe you don't even know you spend this much time thinking about this specific thing, right? So like once you identify that and put it on paper, you're like, oh, interesting. Like, do I want to do something about it? If not, like whatever. If you do, then like, okay, like what can I do? How can I shift my mentality? How can I reframe so that I think less about some of these things, like it's still worth thinking about, right? Like if it's taking up that much mental capacity, there's probably something that needs to be worked through internally. But like do that work, try to work through it, try to let it go as much as you can, and like shift it to something else.
Yeah, from shadow work to sunlight. Ding. So that is all for today. Let us know what you think, and if you have any questions, and we'll see you very soon in the next episode. Bye.